Ready?
Do you remember what it was like planning your wedding? Have you never even been married before? Today I would like to share with you the different steps to take, how to manage your money, and how to coordinate everything together to plan the perfect wedding. Sandy Malone, a wedding planner, states that if you are not having fun, then we're doing something wrong, and I totally agree. Let's begin by talking about the different steps to take. The first step is picking a venue and a date. When picking a venue, you want to consider the location, size and privacy, design and materials, the cost, and the ceremony. The location, how far are your guests from the place? Is it too far? The size and privacy, is the place big enough for your guests? Is your wedding the only one being held at that time? The design and materials, does the venue come with the ice sculpture, the cake, the linens? That's all things you need to consider when picking the venue. The cost, of course, is the biggest thing. You have to pay per plate for your guests, and it gets very pricey. And the ceremony. At my wedding, we're having a ceremony and the reception all at the same place, so it's easier. Or you can go at the church and then go right to the reception. When choosing the date, you want to consider the weather. Is it during hurricane season or snowstorm? You might have to cancel it due to the weather, so you want to consider that. The holidays, you want a Christmas wedding or a 4th of July wedding or maybe a Valentine's Day wedding. If that's the case, you need to remember that some of your guests may be going away for the holidays and may not be able to make it. And then the year, how long do you have to plan your wedding? The second step is picking your bridal party and making a guest list. With picking the bridal party, with the maid of honor and best man, is it a sibling or a best friend? With the bridesmaids and groomsmen, how many do you want and what order will they be walking down the aisle in? And with the flower girl or ring bearer, you don't have to have them if you don't want to. If you do, are they appropriate age? For my wedding, we only have a flower girl. You also want to consider with the guest list how many people you want, the relationships. Are you close with these families? If you haven't seen them for more than a year or talked to them for more than a year, you may not want to invite them because, once again, you have to pay per plate for them. And children, do you want an adult-only wedding or do you want the children there? If you have the children there, you got to remember that they can cause havoc and scream and cry, and you don't want that. Now, the next step is to look for all the material things. This includes the bridal gown, to the wedding bands, to the DJ, to the cake, etc., etc. And the last step is you want to do everything in a timely manner. Once you get to the last month up to a week, you want to make sure everything is in and ready to go for your wedding. Now let's talk about how to manage your money. It is important to know your budget right from the start. Because weddings are extremely expensive, you not only have the parents pay for the wedding, but also the bride and groom. An example of one way you can split the cost is have the parents pay for the reception, because that's your biggest expense, which is what we're doing, and then the bride and groom pay for the rest, such as the honeymoon, the bridal gown, etc., etc. Another way of saving money, putting money in your savings, is from each paycheck, savings bonds, income tax money, birthday, Christmas money. Basically, any money that is not spent on your bills, you need to put in your savings. Also, stick to the budget. Anything you can do yourself or make yourself, do it. That'll save you a lot of money. If you can also negotiate with your spouse, say you want an uplighting but it costs $600, that may be something that you can save money on and you don't really need it. So, let's talk lastly about how to coordinate everything together. It is important to make sure everything coordinates together. Many couples choose a theme for their wedding. For our theme for our wedding, it's beach theme. So we have, obviously, as you can see over here, for our centerpiece, we have a little fishbowl with the sand and seashells in it and a little candle. For our save the date, we have a little message in a bottle. For our flowers, which I don't have here, but it's going to be the hibiscus flower. It's tropical themed. And then for our invitations, we have little seashells on it. And then for our bridesmaids dresses, the colors are pink, yellow, purple, and orange, and all the same dress. They're a halter to match my dress because my dress is a halter. So it's important in coordinating everything together that everything matches. If it does not match, your wedding is going to be all over the place and it's just not going to make sense. According to blogger Kate Swem, she says a theme or some sort of coherent concepts will tie together the personal elements of your wedding and create a mood to your loved ones that illustrates who you are and your boo thing as a couple. In conclusion, it is important to learn and understand how to plan your wedding so you can have an easy, enjoyable, and memorable time. When planning a wedding, it is important to know the steps to take, how to coordinate everything together, and how to manage your money to have the best wedding. Remember that it is your own personal taste and preferences on what you want for your wedding. Thank you.